Welcome to Battleship in C++. Today I'm going to be doing a demonstration of my program and then looking at some of the code behind it. So if we run this program, we see that it gives you a menu with options. So this is a key part of this program. There's going to be lots of menus where you're going to be entering input. So this is asking you how you want to start. If you want to run a debug mode, which is with um, preset maps of ships, or loading a game or a new game. First, I'll select a new game so we can see this feature. So you can play through an entire game by starting by placing your ships as you would in a normal Battleship game. So if you select Battleship, for example, it'll ask if we want it to have it going down or right. We'll just have it go to the right. Starting at, we'll just do the very corner, A1. And let's do one more. So let's do the carrier. So you can see our battleship there in the top left corner, covering 4 spaces as it's supposed to. Let's have the carrier going down. Let's have it on B9. Okay, and we won't walk through all of this because we would have to do it for both players and everything. So that's why we have debug mode. So we'll just run a debug mode. So that's with a preset map of ships. And we can see that when a player has a turn, they can choose to look at their attack map, so the places they've attacked, or their ships, which again, this was just prepared previously, or you can take a shot, or you can select save and exit. And if you do that, then it will notify you the game will save and end after this round. So we'll just do that. So if we take our shot, we can select anything. We'll just go for I5. Okay, we made a hit on the battleship. Nice. So if we look at player two's ships, we can see that on I5 there's an X because the battleship was hit there. And we can just play a game from this perspective. Let's do F10, and we missed. Okay, and since we told it to save and exit, it saved and exited. So now, if we run this again, we can select this other option, load game, and then if we look at our attack map, it remembers where we hit, and our ships, it remembers where we had a miss there from player 2. They tried to hit F10 and there wasn't anything there. So all of that saved and reloaded, and that is essentially the game. So it goes until all the ships are gone, and that is the idea. So some of the code behind this in C++, um, if we look here, this is the main. Most of the work is done in the main. However, we have 2 players of the player class, and that's where a lot of the methods are that run this program. So there's going to be a lot of input validation here. That's what a lot of the code is, because a lot of this is taking input from the user. And so pretty much at every step of the way, there's going to be while loops checking for various problems that there could be with the input, checking if it's the right input type and if it's in a right range and things like that. So that's what a lot of this code is doing. But then you also see some of the code that's creating save files or accessing the template file for the debug mode. Here's switch case statements dealing with those options from the menus. So you can reload from the save files, which save files are just txt files. So for example, they look like this. Or the actual game save is this. So you can see the 2 ship maps and then the 2 attack maps. Anyways, and then last but not least, all these shipbuilding menus and then menus in here, which is all done in the player class. So this is where a lot of this outer stuff is happening, and the saving at the end. But most of the logic is in the player class, where we can see the initial maps as well as all of these methods to help with converting from the letters from the users to coordinates, as well as then all these methods dealing with running the different menus for shipbuilding and placing, running the menu, displaying the different maps, attacking the ship and the logic for that, which uses not only the attack maps but also an unordered map, keeping track of the health. So these are just the names, but in here We have the health of each of the ships that's stored so we can tell what was hit and keep track of if they sink because there'll be a different message for that. And then, yeah, finally, then there's all these methods to help us save the game by converting these multidimensional arrays to strings and then taking the strings and loading them into the arrays. And so that's essentially the game. There's kind of a lot of little parts going on, but that's all that it is. So it's pretty fun. If you like the classic Battleship game, you'd probably like this.